Things are messed up, people. The gap between the rich and the rest of us, it's a chasm, a canyon, a bottomless pit. We see it everywhere. Fancy cars here, struggling families there, mansions scraping the sky while folks down below can't afford rent. This isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet, it's about real lives. It's about parents working 2 jobs and still struggling to put food on the table. It's about kids who have big dreams but even bigger obstacles. Something's gotta give. We can't just sit back and watch this gap turn into an abyss. It's time for a change, people. Time to bridge this divide. It's time for some fairness, some balance. The American dream shouldn't be a luxury. It should be within everyone's reach. And that's where the Patriotic Millionaires come in. I bet you didn't know that some millionaires are anti-Trump. Sounds like a punchline, right? But hold on, because these folks are serious. They call themselves Patriotic Millionaires, and they're not your typical 1%ers. These are wealthy individuals, entrepreneurs, even heirs to fortunes who are saying, enough is enough. They're tired of seeing their fellow Americans struggle, tired of the rigged system, the unfair tax breaks, the growing gap between the haves and the have-nots. They're using their voices, their platforms, and yes, even their wallets to fight for a fairer America. They're not asking for handouts, they're asking for fairness. They're probably saying something like, hey, we've done well, but we can't truly succeed if everyone else is struggling. And with a MAGA-controlled US federal government coming into power in January 2025, the people could really use their help in resisting Trump, MAGA's, and Project 2025's agenda. Don't get it twisted, these aren't just words on a website. These are real people, putting their money where their mouths are. Take Abigail Disney, for example. She inherited a fortune from, you guessed it, the Disney empire. But instead of sitting on her pile of cash, she's become a vocal advocate for workers' rights, even calling out her own company for its treatment of employees. Then there's Morris Pearl, a former managing director at BlackRock, one of the biggest investment firms in the world, who left Wall Street to fight for economic equality, saying the system is rigged against everyday Americans. These are just 2 examples of the many millionaires who are stepping up. They're proving that you don't have to choose between being wealthy and being compassionate. They're showing us that real patriotism means fighting for all Americans, not just the privileged few. This isn't just a feel-good story, people. Economic inequality is a cancer, eating away at the fabric of our society. It's not just about money, it's about opportunity, about fairness, about the American dream. When the gap between the rich and the poor widens, so does the gap in everything else. Access to healthcare, quality of education, even life expectancy. It creates a system where your zip code determines your destiny. And let's be real, folks, it breeds resentment, division, and distrust. It pits us against each other, makes it harder to solve problems together. Because when the system feels rigged, why should anyone play by the rules? You need to hear this if you're an American concerned about the future. There's good news, we're not powerless, we can change this. The Patriotic Millionaires are showing us that it's possible to fight for a fairer system, even from within the system itself. They're using their voices, their influence, their resources to demand change. But they can't do it alone. They need our help, voices, energy, and support. So what can you do? Speak up. Talk to your friends, family, neighbors. Support organizations fighting for economic justice. Contact your elected officials and demand they address this issue. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes all of us. But together, we can build a fairer, more just America. An America where everyone, not just the wealthy few, has a shot at the American dream.